Hello fellow leggers, thank you for joining us on this lovely, beautiful, sunny afternoon here in London where we are visiting the Donmar Warehouse.
And we are seeing Josie Rourke's final production as artistic director here, and that is the musical Sweet Charity.
So stick around to hear all of our thoughts.
Find out how many stars, and
whether it's break a leg or leg it. Charity, the musical. It's not often that they do musicals here at the Donmar, but we were saying that we've caught a couple of them. Committee was one of them.
Yes, City of Angels.
Another Cy Coleman.
Yes, Cy Coleman did the music for this, lyrics by Dorothy Field and book by Neil Simon. Certain amount of deja vu about this because we've actually seen Sweet Charity within this past year, and that was at the Nottingham Playhouse.
Yes.
We go into a lot of detail about the history, the productions and the movie of that, so check out that review if you want to know more about what the piece is. But we're here specifically to talk about this production, being Josie Rourke's farewell to the Donmar after several years as artistic director.
She's done a great job.
She has done a great job. This production features choreography by Wayne McGregor, CBE. He won his CBE for services to dance, has done a huge amount of ballet, which is not something I instantly connect with Sweet Charity.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Looking at his back catalogue, he's done a lot of stuff on films, a lot of the Fantastic Beast movies he's been consultant on, Harry Potter films, like lots of ballet work. His company works out of Sadler's Wells. So I'm really looking forward to what modern stylized movement he's going to bring to this.
Well, alongside
I really am excited.
We've got what I would consider a premium cast for this one. I mean, Josie Rourke has gone, come on guys, my last one, help me out here, and has managed to get in the role of Charity, Anne-Marie Duff. Fantastic actress. We saw her in Common at the National, wasn't her fault, and Heisenberg at, was it at the Wyndhams or the Noel Coward? I think it was the Wyndhams. Again, wasn't her fault.
But she's a fantastic, capable actress. In fact, she's blinding.
Yeah, she's been joined by Arthur Darvill, another fantastic actor who's done a masses of stage work recently, but he's probably best known for his TV work, including playing companion to Matt Smith's Doctor Who on Doctor Who for a number of years. Also, I'm very excited because we have Danielle Steers in the cast for this one. Her work on Beautiful, and in particular Bat Out of Hell, was probably for me one of the most enjoyable things about that show.
She stood out a mile.
She absolutely did, and I can't wait to see her in something new. Now, also on cast, interestingly, guest artists have been coming into the role of Daddy Brubeck, who is the soloist on the iconic song Rhythm of Life. Can't help myself.
It's just a single number that one character is there for.
Yes, and that character has been played by Adrian Lester, Beverly Knight and Clive Rowe during this run.
So as I understand it, they have someone different every week?
Every week, roughly. And this week we have upcoming actor Cadif Kerwin, who is sure to be catapulted to astronomical things because he has been on Fleabag, which is hugely popular right now, and coming into the West End, and soon to be playing the mayor in the Pokemon movie Detective Pikachu. I mean, he's in a Ryan Reynolds film, guys. He's going to make him.
He's got some good stuff in the pipeline that's coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
We saw him here first.
We did. Now, run time, we're looking around 2 hours, 40 minutes, including an interval. So stick around for our 30-second interval breakdown.
And as usual, to the end, find out how many, to hear our thoughts and find out how many stars.
That's what, spit it out.
We've come to the interval, which means it is time for the break-a-leggers 30-second interval breakdown. What do you think so far?
Do you know what? I'm enjoying the story much more than I have in previous productions of Sweet Charity. I feel for the character more than I've done so before, and I think that's because of Anne-Marie Duff's fantastic acting ability. She's a natural when it comes to characterisation, and I'm enjoying that.
Okay, I'm really enjoying it this time. I think there's some really strong elements, really strong design. The music is really standing out to me as well. Some really strong performances. In terms of musicality, though, I'm missing some really strong leading vocals, but I'm...
We've come to the end of Sweet Charity, a piece that we've seen before, but I mean, now we've revisited it, what did you think?
Well, last time I thought it was okay. I didn't really get it. This time, however, I got it. I'm not sure. Well, I could probably put my finger on all the different components that made it work, but as a piece, I got it. And I thought it really works. I was moved at a number of places.
Yeah, it's really surprisingly hard-hitting, gritty, and from a piece of its age, do you know what? It's a fantastic vehicle for women. It shows women in a light which is unashamedly sort of sexualised and brash, and I really admire the piece in much more now I've seen it in this production than I did before. I've got to say, now I've seen this, it's fast becoming one of my favourites.
I think it could be up there as one of my favourite musicals as well, because it's gritty, it's raw. The ending is a beautiful, sweet ending, which I don't want to spoil it, but is then suddenly really realistic.
Yeah.
Really realistic.
Really realistic.
Really
Try saying
realistic.
that 3 times fast, right? Put your teeth in.
Really just pulled your heart out. And I thought, yes, thank you for going along with that ending instead of a stereotypical ending. I almost feel a bit cheated.
And that's in Neil Simon's play, really. Like
I think the book is amazing.
The book is incredible.
It's up there with like The Rink, I think, in terms of the book, the scenes.
The realism, the grittiness of it, the drive, the purpose, it's all there. The meaning of it isn't lost in those moments of text. You know, when you're in the musical, you sort of feel like sometimes you're going from one number to the next. You're not. The story's unravelling in those spoken moments as much as it is propped up by the music.
And I think I've also got to say then, props off to the music with Cy Coleman. I really enjoyed the songs.
I enjoyed it a lot more than I enjoy City of Angels, actually. I think there's one, maybe 2 good numbers in it, but all the numbers in this are fantastic. Like, they're all
really enjoyed
proper hummy along, singing along. You come out singing them, even though you've been devastated. You're sort of optimistic through the music. It's a real juxtaposition because the songs are hopeful, but the story isn't.
I think the really good, nice thing about why I really got it as well was the intimacy of the Donmar. Well, that was one of the reasons. I think just being there and being right on top of what was going on and being a part of it, not detached, not away, this venue adds a whole lot to the story and the intimacy of it.
I think the difference between this and the other production we've seen of this is definitely the director, who has understood this text in a way that I feel could easily be missed. And I'm not going to lay complete fault at the last director we've seen.
It's just different interpretation.
It's just a different interpretation.
But this one gets it more.
And this one just gets it, absolutely. So Josie Rourke, what a fitting way to send off your time at the Donmar, moving on to other things. And we'll be keeping an eye on for whatever you come up with next.
Because here's the thing, there's lots of really strong elements in this. So the design was great, but
Robert
the design
Jones.
Creativity also have to be matched to the director's vision.
Absolutely.
So not just director,
it's a
but also the vision.
thing, isn't it?
The whole look of the show, the whole style of it, this kind of metallic world, the colour of it, the vision, these neon colours. I loved how they did the fairground as well. With the space, it's such a small space, you can't do that much with the Donmar, but the creativity, therefore, has to step up, and it was there.
The set is reminiscent of those, the Studio 54, those Andy Warhol late 60s inspired moments, where things were stark and unusual, and art was static and still, and I just thought, I feel like I am walking into New York in that period where I might bump into Warhol and I might see and hear Lou Reed. I might be inspired. David Bowie's just about to break through, and all of those elements were so evocative within the design, and I loved that.
I loved it. I loved the use of there's a simple revolve, but it was used really well. Opening set piece, this huge giant ball pit. I loved that. Lovely use of wordings, of colours. It's just really nice. Who's the designer?
Yeah, Robert Jones.
I'm going to do it. No. I'm mentioning him again for a reason, Lega Simon, because I think this is worthy of a 2019 Break a Leg nomination.
What, for Best Design?
Best Design, right here.
Robert Jones, congratulations. A Val I'm sure you're made up. I'm sure this is the pinnacle of your career.
I know you usually call it out, but I reckon if this is eligible for an Olivier Award, Salt, if you're watching, I reckon this will be up for a nomination.
Interesting.
Definitely, the design is top notch.
And the design works hand in hand with incredible lighting design by Mark Henderson in
really
this.
Nice.
Stunning, like you say, those neon light touches, that picking out certain elements that are painted in neon paint. The sort of simplicity of having a monochrome background, but then occasional sort of slithers of light, and used in a way which was really I've not really seen before. I felt it was quite dynamic and unique. I loved that.
Unique, lovely.
Yeah.
Some really nice little
Great,
touches.
let's go on to performances, because we've not really spoken too much about any of the cast.
Performances?
There are people in this.
Very talented
Let's talk about Arthur Darvill in the role of Oscar Lindquist.
I really loved him.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the greatest vocalist in the world.
But he carried it well.
But he carries
Lovely
it really
tone.
well. And the point is, this production is an actor's production. It's a play with songs. It's that book first, performances first, music second.
I don't know if I agree.
Okay.
I think for its lead, well, for him, definitely. I think for the female, we'll come on to that, then it needs to be more of a triple threat. However, for him, his role can definitely get away with acting first and then singing.
Yeah.
And he does well on both of them.
Loved him. I can see why he's hot property.
He looks striking. His acting was great.
Yes.
Vulnerable yet funny.
Absolutely.
I loved it.
Lizzie Connelly in the role of Nikki, who's one of the three
Kind of sidekicks.
the main sort of female team. I don't want to give too much away with regards to who they are and what they play, but we saw her in Twilight Zone, and she also did Oklahoma at the BBC Proms, and I remember her from that too. She is great. I love her. She was probably one of the stronger vocalists in the piece, actually, and I enjoyed hearing her a lot.
Yeah, she was good.
We'll also mention...
I also enjoyed the other sidekick as well.
Debbie Currup. I mean, she's
great.
She's West End Gold.
They get
Girl
some
from the
lovely
North Country.
exposed moments.
The Bodyguard Olivier nomination she got for that. She's fabulous.
Also liked him.
Martin Marquez as Vittorio Vidal. Also a wonderful performance by him. Now we had an understudy on. Well, she's not even an understudy, guys.
No, just
not
a
even
cast
an understudy.
member. So
Donmar
we should
don't have
probably...
them.
Anne-Marie Duff stopped the show almost at the start. They came out at the starting moment, and Anne-Marie Duff stepped out of character and she spoke to us.
Yep, and said, this has happened, guys. We went up 15 minutes late. Someone's got tonsillitis. There is no understudy. So a member of the ensemble, Lauren Drew, is stepping in
last minute
to the role of, was it Ursula?
Yeah.
And she did a fantastic job. I mean, to not go on book in hand when you've got no notice is an incredible thing. So well done, Lauren.
Yeah, and there's a lot that we don't see. We saw a seamless show. However, backstage and in the actor's head, they must have been thinking double time, right? Who's going to do this? How's it going to work? And it was a seamless show, so great teamwork as a company
Diamonds
to bring it all
are created
together.
under pressure, aren't they?
And what a diamond of a show we saw.
So
before we go on to the lead...
Yeah, I want to talk about Anne-Marie Duff in a moment. We had Kadif Kirwan playing the role of Daddy
I really
Brubeck.
liked him.
Okay.
That song, that moment,
Rhythm
didn't make
of line.
sense before.
And has never made sense.
And has never made sense. I got it today. I really liked how it was done. And it was all about the drugs element. It was seriously done really well
on
performed.
LSD. I mean, we're off our tits, guys.
I really enjoyed it, and I thought he did a sterling job. It's always, when you're bringing someone in week on week, you think, is it a bit of stunt casting? Is it going to work? I actually think he's got a stellar voice.
Great.
A really soulful
I think we'll
vocal.
be seeing more of him now. Let's talk about Anne-Marie Duff, because I think there's a lot to say.
Was she in this? Was she?
Playing Charity.
Oh.
Now, she's very rarely off stage. It's a piece that is centred around her. I mean, it's called Sweet Charity, and she is, all of these planets and other actors and scenes all revolve around her world. And my God, what an unfortunate broken world that is, told with such complexity and such emotional grasp and understanding by, I would say, a kind of a world-renowned actress. Like, she is like world-class level stage wonderful. I love her.
I think she is also one of those strong elements as to why I got this piece. If you don't have someone so gripping and so strong in that role as an actress, then the piece doesn't quite work as it should.
And I keep going on about actress, because, guys, she's not a singer. She's not a vocalist.
Well, here we go. She's got so she's a fantastic actress, and as a singer, she can hold a tune.
Yeah.
She can sing. She's got this kind of real husky, almost soulful and bluesy voice with a bluesy vibrato.
Of, you know, the sort of the alcohol-riddled Judy Garland years. Do you know those the last days of Judy Garland, where she was sort of losing it a bit, and the alcohol and the drugs were getting to her voice, but you could still hear that she got tone and musicality about her, and that's what she reminded me of. But do you know what? This part, it really works because her acting just takes it to another level.
Yeah, her acting carried it, but those moments, it was those sustained notes. Usually, when you imagine at the end of a song and there's a big climax, big finish, with the button, she's finished a long time before because there's no sustaining. So most if she's a smoker, I don't know if she is, and she doesn't have the breath control and the technique of a established vocalist. But she's not a singer; she's an actress.
But you know what? It just didn't bloody
dancing
matter.
wise, but here's the thing as well. Originally, Bob Fosse choreographed this. We haven't talked about I was really excited about the movement in this and choreography. I was a little bit disappointed. Because
Wayne McGregor, choreographer,
and he knows his stuff, and I think he works from the actor's ability
outwardly.
Probably outwardly, instead of going, this is my style, my technique.
This is the expectations.
You step up. He works from them up, which I can imagine then why he would be a great asset to companies working with the cast that he's got. But for me, the choreography lacked that real spark of choreographic,
especially when
nice movement around the stage.
Especially when there are entire set pieces that are just dance in this show. You've got, if you're going to make that much of a feature of them, you've got to make them really sharp. And they just felt at times like they were a distraction from like a set change, like how they would be used in other productions to go and do a dance over there whilst we get on with smoothing the set. Let's just polyfiller over it. And that's how they felt, where they should feel, like you say, Fosse's choreography would have been a feature in on itself.
So then when it comes to Anne-Marie and those exposed moments of just being her dancing, originally this show would have been an established dancer and they would have been a really cracking number. But because she's not a dancer as well, it's just kind of moving around the stage, nothing technical there. So it is what it is. It is what it is, but it works here. Just quickly want to mention Danielle Steers. Oh my God, I don't think there is an actress that plays sexy better than her in the entire country, maybe the world. Danielle Steers, I love you. Anyway, let's move on. So let's wrap it up. For Sweet Charity, playing here at the Donmar Warehouse for the next probably 5 minutes by the time you see this, because it's such a difficult venue to get into. We are going to give... Four stars for the space. I really enjoyed it this time.
I just get it now, and
it's
sort of like I would equate it to what Marianne Elliott did with Company for me. I didn't get it before.
A revisioning, seeing it anew, a diverse
and now
cast.
I get it.
Looking at not just like diverse representation, but seeing male parts played by women. I don't know if there was. Yeah, there was.
Yeah, there were.
And then women parts also played by men. So just a complete revisaging, seeing this in a new way.
We come up with #revisage. I like it. I'm going to do it, guys. I think for the acting, Anne-Marie Duff, Break a Leggers Award or Best Actress in a Musical for Sweet Charity, and I wouldn't be surprised if she got an Olivier nod if this is eligible.
There we go. A nomination from the Break a Leggers. That's 2 awards.
2
from
nominations
us for this show.
It's just what I think, though.
It's just what I think.
What do you think? We'd love to hear from you. So leave us a comment down below. Subscribe if you want to see more of this sort of thing, us rambling on at the theatre, because we're the Break a Leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Bye!